Hello everybody, welcome back to another Spanish lesson. Today I'm going to teach you how to use formal commands in Spanish, or how to make formal commands in Spanish in both the affirmative and the negative forms. So how to tell somebody to do or not to do something. We already went over informal commands, but in Spanish you can refer to somebody in the usted form, which is the more formal form. You might use this for your boss, you might use this for your parents, you might use this for your teachers, and then the grammatical rules for giving an usted command are a little bit different. So let's go right in. For affirmative usted commands, you're going to use the usted present subjunctive form. The subjunctive form is a verb tense that does not exist in English, but don't be scared, we're just going to go over exactly what you need to know to give usted commands. The subjunctive form basically refers to hypothetical situations most of the time. We'll make a separate video about the subjunctive verb tense later, but what you need to remember right now is for affirmative usted commands, you're going to use the present subjunctive form. Pronouns attach right on the end of the verb, and you add an accent to the last syllable of the verb stem when you're using a pronoun. For negative usted commands, you're going to start with a no, and then also use the subjunctive usted form. Pronouns will go as a separate word in front of the verb instead of attaching right on the end. So what do you mean the subjunctive tense? What is the subjunctive tense? So last time in the negative to commands video, I just told you exactly what you needed to know. This time I just want to help you visualize it a little better since it's not to. Now we're using the usted. So this is the AR, ER, IR endings for the subjunctive tense using the examples andar, which is an AR verb, correr, which is an ER verb, and escribir, which is an IR verb. So all I want you to focus on and remember for this video is you are using the usted subjunctive tense. So go right down through your conjugations, yo, tú, el, usted. So remember, el and usted always have the same conjugation, so we're looking at this line right here, usted. So andar, an AR verb, that ending is just going to become an E. So AR verbs, use the subjunctive usted form, that AR becomes an E. ER verbs, that ER is just going to become an A. And IR verbs, that IR is also going to become an A. So it's actually very, very easy to remember. ER and IR verbs are both going to end with an A instead of the ER or an IR. AR verbs are going to end with an E instead of the AR. Okay, so now that we know that, let's look at some affirmative usted examples. Señor, siéntese, por favor. So sentarse is a reflexive verb that is an AR verb. So that AR became an E. And as we know from sentarse and our reflexive verbs, the verb sentar, the sentar, S-E-N, changes to an S-I-E-N when you conjugate it. So don't worry about that part. Señor, siéntese, por favor. That sentar, that AR just became an E. The reflexive part of sentarse still stays on the end. So, señor, siéntese, por favor. Sir, please sit down. 2. Lea su correo electrónico para ver la respuesta en 2 semanas. Lea comes from the verb leer. Leer is an ER verb, so you can see we changed the ER to an A. So now it is a polite command. Lea, please read, or just read. Lea su correo electrónico. Correo electrónico just translates to electronic mail. It means email. Para ver, in order to see. Ver means to see. La respuesta, the response. En 2 semanas, in 2 weeks. Read your email in 2 weeks to see the response. So you're talking politely to somebody and you say lea instead of lee su correo electrónico, which would be an informal command. We're using the subjunctive form, so it becomes lea. Okay, 3. Por favor, quítese la camisa, señora. So this means, please, señora, take off your shirt. For this example, I was thinking of a medical setting. Maybe a doctor needs to listen to your heart or your lungs. Maybe they need to attach, maybe they're doing a sonogram in your chest. I know this sentence sounds a little alarming at first, but I think in a medical setting it's quite common to hear something like this. So we should go over this example or a similar example. Por favor, quítese la camisa, señora. So quítese comes from the reflexive verb quitarse, which means to remove something from yourself or your body. So quitar is the main part of the verb. That AR just becomes an E. And that reflexive pronoun, se, gets attached right onto the end. So, por favor, quítese la camisa, señora. La camisa is a shirt. Señora means ma'am. So, please take off your shirt, ma'am. Number 4. Tome una pastilla cada día, señor. So, tome comes from the verb tomar. It means to drink or to take. That AR is just going to become an E. Tome una pastilla cada día, señor. Una pastilla is a pill. Cada día means every day. Señor means sir. So this could be a doctor telling you you need to take this pill every day. Tome una pastilla cada día, señor. 5. Camine por esta calle y vaya a la derecha en la esquina. Camine comes from the verb caminar, and we're going to change that AR to an E. So camine por esta calle y vaya a la derecha en la esquina. Walk along this street, calle is street, and vaya a la derecha, and go to the right. And la esquina is corner. We'll talk a little bit more about vaya later. Okay, let's go over some negative usted examples. I decided to make this more memorable. We're going to make all of the negative usted examples mommy. So you're going to learn how to boss around your mom today. In Spanish, a lot of people refer to their parents in the usted form. So 1. Mami, no tome mucho vino, por favor. Tome, again, comes from tomar, so we're using the subjunctive form, and we're just adding a no to the beginning to say don't do that. Mami, no tome mucho vino, a lot of wine, por favor, please. 2. Mami, no me compre demasiado, por favor. Compre comes from comprar. That AR just becomes an E. And you're saying don't buy me too much. So that me pronoun, saying who you're buying it for, goes in front as a separate word in front of the verb. So mami, no me compre, don't buy me demasiado too much, por favor, please. 3. Mami, no nade en la playa, por favor. Nade comes from the verb nadar. Nadar means to swim. That AR is just going to become an E. And you're going to put no at the beginning. So, mami, no nade en la playa. La playa is the beach. So, mom, don't swim at the beach, please. Maybe you saw jellyfish the other day. Maybe the water was dirty. For whatever reason, you're telling your mom not to swim at the beach. 4. Mami, no me quite el celular, por favor. So this is also from quitar, and quitar can mean to remove clothing, but it can also mean to take something away from somebody. So here we're using it to say to take somebody's cell phone away. So this is not the reflexive verb of quitar, because your mom isn't doing it to herself or removing clothes from herself. She is taking away your phone. So the pronoun is me, because you're saying don't take away my phone from me, please. So mami, no me quite el celular, por favor. Don't take away my phone, please. Alright, now we're just going to go over some irregular usted commands. This is the exact same list of commands from the -2 video, because if you remember, for negative informal commands, you also use the subjunctive tense. So if a verb is irregular in the present subjunctive usted form, use that form. And all of the verbs, I'm going to say all of them, I cannot think of any examples that this is not true for. All of the verbs that are irregular for the to form in the subjunctive present tense are also irregular in the el or usted form of the subjunctive present tense, and they're exactly the same, but you'll notice that they don't have an s at the end, because if you go back to our conjugations, we were doing two commands before, those always end in an s. You have an s at the end, s at the end, s at the end. For the el or usted version, you're just going to take off the s. It's the exact same. So you will notice that this list is the same, it just does not have an S at the end. But let's go over the common irregular subjunctive verbs. Number 1, decir means to say, it becomes diga. 2, ir means to go, it becomes vaya. 3, haber means to have, it in the sense that not tener means to physically have something or to have to do something. Haber is the English equivalent of I have done this, I have read this book. You're not really going to use it in a command, but I think it's important for you to know. So haber becomes haya. Saber means to know. It becomes sepa. Again, saber, you're not really going to use it in commands, like don't know that. That doesn't really make sense. But this is a common subjunctive verb that you're going to find a lot. So what you need to know is saber becomes sepa. 5, ser means to be, it becomes sea. 6, estar means to be, it becomes este. 7, salir means to leave or to go out, it becomes salga. 8, tener means to have physically, to have an object or to have to do something, it becomes tenga. 9, poner means to put, like put your keys over there, put your phone over there, poner becomes ponga. Hacer means to make or to do, it becomes haga. And I added another one here because you end up using this in commands a lot. Traer means to bring, it becomes traiga. Okay, so let's go over some irregular usted commands examples, both affirmative and negative. So I decided to make this memorable. We're going to learn how to boss around our dad today, which is papi. Okay, 1. Papi, no esté enojado conmigo. So remember, este is the subjunctive form of estar. Papi, no esté enojado conmigo. Enojado means mad, conmigo means with me. So don't be mad at me or don't be mad with me. No esté enojado conmigo. 2. Papi, traiga su computadora para que lo arregle. Traiga comes from traer, which means to bring. So you're saying, papi, traiga su computadora. Bring your computer para que lo arregle, so that I can fix it. Don't worry about the rest of that sentence. There's a lot of grammar going on there. What you need to know is para que lo arregle means so that I can fix it. 3. Papi, no le diga a mi mamá que comí una galleta. So diga comes from decir, it's the subjunctive form in the usted form, and no le diga a mi mamá. So you have the pronoun here, like no le diga. In English, it sounds weird to say you're kind of referring to your mom twice. You're saying over here, you're specifying who you're going to tell or not tell something to, and then over here, you still have the pronoun. But that is the correct way. Even if you specify who you're talking about, you need to put le diga. You need to put le in front of diga. So, papi, no le diga, don't tell a mi mamá, mom, que comí una galleta, that I ate a cookie. So another note here, a little cultural note, is that in Spanish, most of the time, people will refer to their siblings or their parents, the other parent, as mi mama or mi papa, even though we don't really do that in English. In English, if I'm talking to my siblings, I say, hey, mom said this, or hey, mom is in the kitchen. But in Spanish, they still say mi mama. Like, in English, it would be the equivalent of saying, like, hey, what did my mom say? Like, that sounds weird. If you were at school and you were saying that to somebody who wasn't your sibling, it would be appropriate to specify, what did your mom say? What did my mom say? But the thing that's weird here is that usually in Spanish, even when you're talking to your siblings or your other parent, you still say mi mama or mi papa. Comment below if you know somebody who doesn't do that, but, all of my friends do that, so, okay. 4. Papi, no me haga hacer mi tarea. Haga comes from hacer, means to make, so no me haga. Me is saying who you're going to do the hacer to, so who you're going to make do something. So, no me haga, don't make me. Dad, don't make me hacer mi tarea. Do my homework. So this is an interesting sentence because you basically have hacer twice, right? You have hacer in the subjunctive form, which becomes haga, and then you just have hacer in the infinitive form to say to do homework. So, papi, no me haga, don't make me hacer mi tarea, do my homework. And lastly, papi, tenga cuidado por favor. So tenga comes from tener, it means to have. Cuidado means caution. So papi, tenga cuidado por favor means papi, please be careful. So when you're speaking to somebody politely, you're speaking to your boss, you're speaking to your teacher, and you want to tell them to be careful, you say tenga cuidado. If you remember the two commands, it's ten cuidado, which is different because it's an informal command. So you have that ten form. But here, we're just going to use the subjunctive, tenga cuidado por favor. Okay guys, so that's it. If you're having confusion with this, it's probably coming from the subjunctive conjugations and not really the command part of it. So what I want you to take away from this video is that to make usted commands in Spanish, you use the subjunctive form. For affirmative commands, the pronoun's attached to the end. For negative commands, pronouns go in front of the verb. And if you can stick with that and remember it, then you'll do much better once you learn more about subjunctive words. But I would just go over the examples a couple times and you'll get a feel for how those subjunctive verbs work. We'll make a video about subjunctive verbs soon, but just remember your commands. Super easy. The AR is going to become an E, an IR is going to become an A, and an ER is going to become an A. So that's what you need to remember for conjugating these verbs, and then that's what you're going to do to make a formal command. Alright guys, if you have any questions, post them below. Let me know if this was confusing, or if not. I'll make a video about the subjunctive verbs soon because I think that'll help you guys out a lot with a lot of things we've talked about. Subjunctive tense is actually pretty important, even though it doesn't exist in English. And it's very useful, and I think it'll clear up a lot of confusions that you may have had if you've tried to learn Spanish in the past. Alright guys, have a great day.